Quick question. How many actions do you take in one day? You wake up, you eat, you walk, you work, you sleep. Dozens, right? Now imagine if you could say all of that in Arabic. By the end of this video, you'll be able to describe your entire day, every action, from morning to night, completely in Arabic. Sounds exciting? Let's begin the challenge. To get you started, let me ask my friend here in Arabic, how do you say, I wake up?
أستيقظ أستيقظ
أستيقظ أستيقظ I أستيقظ wake up. Together, أستيقظ I wake up. Beautiful! That's our first verb of the day. Imagine starting your morning in Arabic by saying, أستيقظ, I wake up. So, here's today's challenge. Stay with us until the end, and you'll learn how to describe your entire day in Arabic. No boring grammar, no complicated rules, just practical, everyday verbs that you can use right away. Ready? Let's start the Arabic verb challenge. All right, you've woken up, washed, had your breakfast. Now it's time to get ready and leave home. Let's learn the key verbs for this part of your day. 1. To brush teeth. First, many of us brush our teeth. How do we say, I brush?
أفرش
أفرشو أفرشو I فرش to brush أفرشو I brush. For example, I brush my teeth أفرشو أسناني أفرشو I brush أسناني my teeth. 2. To wear clothes. Next step, getting dressed. How do you say, I wear?
ألبس ألبس
ألبسو ألبسو I لبس wear ألبسو I wear. For example, I wear clothes ألبس الملابس ألبس I wear الملابس the clothes. 3. To comb hair. Now for the hair, combing or brushing. How do you say I comb?
أمشط
أمشط أمشط I مشط to comb أمشط I comb. For example, I comb my hair أمشط شعري أمشط I comb شعري my hair. 4. To take bag things. Before leaving, we usually take our bag, phone, or keys. How do you say, I take?
آخذ
أخذ أخذ I أخذ take أخذ I take. For example, I take my bag أخذ حقيبتي أخذ I take حقيبتي my bag. 5. To leave house. And finally, the big one, leaving the house. How do you say, I leave?
أخرج أخرج
I, خرج, to leave or go out. أخرج, I leave or I go out. For example, I leave the house. أخرج من البيت. أخرج, I leave. من, from. البيت, the house. So, let's recap the verbs for getting ready. I brush my teeth. أفرش أسناني. I wear clothes. ألبس الملابس. I comb my hair. أمشط شعري. I take my bag. آخذ حقيبتي. I leave the house. أخرج من البيت. Here's your mini challenge. Try to say your own leaving home routine in Arabic. For example, I brush my teeth. I wear clothes. I take my bag. I leave the house. Imagine actually saying your morning steps in Arabic. Powerful, right? All right, you've left the house. Now comes one of the biggest parts of the day, school or work. Let's learn how to talk about what you do there, all in Arabic verbs. To work. How do you say, I work?
أعمل أعمل
Is I. Amal is to work. I work. Example, I work in an office. أعمل في مكتب. أعمل is I work. في is in. مكتب is office. To study. And for students, how do you say, I study?
أدرس أدرس
Is I. Darasa is to study. I study. Example, I study Arabic. أدرس العربية. أدرس is I study, and العربية is Arabic language. To write. In work or study, writing is essential. How do you say, I write?
أكتب أكتب
Is I. Kataba is to write. I write. Example, I write a report. أكتب تقريرا. أكتب is I write. تقريرا is a report. To read. And of course, reading. How do you say, I read?
أقرأ أقرأ
Is I, and kara is to read. I read. Example, I read a book. أقرأ كتابا. أقرأ is I read, and kitaban is a book. To meet or to meet someone. So at work or school, we meet people, right? So how do you say I meet?
أقابل أقابل
Is I, and Kabbalah is to meet. I meet. Example, I meet my friend. أقابل صديقي. أقابل is I meet, and صديقي is my friend. Let's recap the key school and work verbs. I work, أعمل. I study, أدرس. I write, أكتب. I read, أقرأ. I meet, أقابل. These are the power verbs of productivity. Imagine how many sentences you can already make just with these 5. Here's your task. Describe your school or workday in Arabic. For example, I work in an office, I write emails, I read reports, I meet my boss. Try it out loud right now, even if you're shy. The more you say it, the more natural it feels. All right, we've worked hard, we've studied, and now it's time for lunch. Let's learn how to talk about what most of us look forward to in the middle of the day. To eat, again, in a new context. So first, how do we say I eat?
آكل آكل
Is I, and أكل is to eat. I eat. Example, I eat lunch. أكل الغداء. أكل is I eat, and الغداء is the lunch. Now, maybe you don't buy food, maybe you cook. How do you say I cook?
أطبخ أطبخ
Is I, and tatbaka is to cook. I cook. Example, I cook rice. Atbuku al-arroz. Atbuku is I cook, and al-arroz is the rice. To rest. After eating, sometimes we just rest. How do you say I rest?
أستريح أستريح
And of course, lunchtime is when you chat with friends. How do you say I talk or I chat?
أتحدث أتحدث
Is I, and tahaddatha is to talk or to speak. I talk or I speak. Example, I talk with my friend. أتحدث مع صديقي. أتحدث is I talk, and ma'a is with, and صديقي is my friend. So here are your afternoon and lunch break verbs. I eat, أكل, I drink, أشرب, I cook, أطبخ, I rest, أستريح, I talk, أتحدث. Just imagine this. You can now describe your whole lunch break entirely in Arabic. For example, I cook food. I eat lunch. I drink tea. I rest. and I talk with my friend. That's a whole mini story in Arabic. Now, your turn. Pause the video and try to say your own lunch break out loud in Arabic. Don't skip this. Actually say it. The more your tongue practices, the faster you'll speak like a natural. Now we're at the end of our day. After work, after lunch, what do you do at night? Let's walk through the night routine in Arabic. To return home. So first, we return home. How do we say I return?
أعود أعود
Is I, and ada is to return. I return. Example, I return home. Audu ila al-bayt. Audu is I return, and ila is to, and al-bayt is the house or home. To relax. Once we're home, we usually relax. How do you say I relax?
أستريح أستريح
To watch TV, YouTube, etc. And what's next? Most people watch something. How do we say I watch?
أشاهد أشاهد
Is I, and shahada is to watch. I watch. Example, I watch television. Ushahidu al-tilfaz. Ashahidu is I watch, and al-tilfaz is the television. To read. Sometimes instead of watching, we read. How do you say I read?
أقرأ أقرأ
Is I, and kara is to read. I read. Example, I read a book. Akra'u kitaban. Akra'u is I read, and kitaban is a book. To sleep. I want to sleep. أريد أن أنام. أريد, I want. أن, to. أنام, I sleep. Bonus verb, to need. أحتاج. Here's another. I need. أحتاج. 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 I احتاج, to need. أحتاج, I need. I need water. أحتاج ماءً. أحتاج ماءً. Now, here's your next level challenge. Take today's verbs and connect them with I want or I need. For example, I want to eat. أريد أن آكل. I need to work. أحتاج أن أعمل. Try to build 3 sentences about your life with these. Write them in the comments, and I'll check them. You see, with just a few extra words, you're not only describing your day, you're shaping it. That's the beauty of Arabic. And guess what? In the next video, we're going to push this even further. Stay tuned because this journey has just begun.